welcome back to Lumino. Today we're going over the mysterious case of Kendrick Johnson's death. Kendrick Lamar Johnson, also known as KJ, was born on October 10, 1995 to Jacqueline and Kenneth Johnson. KJ was a well-known three-sport athlete honor roll student attending Lowndes High School who strived to be a professional football player. His family and friends described him to be a sweet, quiet boy who kept them all on their toes. It was said he was determined to do his best and be his best. On the 11th of January 2013, 17-year-old KJ was found dead upside down within a standing 6 feet rolled up gym mat. His face was bruised and bloated and his shoes were behind his knees. Once the mat was unrolled, authorities found KJ with one arm stretched over his head and the other downwards towards his waist with blood escaping through his nose and ears. Simply after 24 hours, investigators ruled KJ's death an accident. The initial autopsy conducted by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation revealed that KJ died due to positional asphyxia, with no signs of blunt force trauma. The sheriff's department declared KJ must have accidentally fallen headfirst into the center of the mat while trying to reach his sneaker and then suffocated. Authorities then tried explaining to the family the reason KJ looked unrecognizable and bloated was because the blood had rushed to his head and upper body. Not everyone was convinced that was KJ's case. After several students were questioned over the finding of KJ's body, it arose suspicion on individuals. Many students allegedly mentioned KJ was constantly arguing with another schoolmate named Brian Bell over a girl. As the investigation continued, certain discrepancies occurred which increased the confidence of doubters, such as the GBI's coroner report noting he wasn't notified until 6 hours later. Kendrick's body had been noticeably moved, and he had received no cooperation from law enforcement at the scene. Another strange piece of evidence was the school surveillance footage that was provided showing the day of KJ's death. The school provided all of their camera angles for the 11th of January. However, the cameras that were positioned in the gym room KJ was found seemed to have been tampered with. The footage revealed KJ walking towards the gym. Once inside the gym, he was captured on camera for the last time, jogging across the angle for a few seconds. The camera that was supposed to face the mat where KJ's body was found was unfocused and oddly out of position. The camera's time codes also showed there was an hour gap at the time the incident took place. In an attempt to shine light on the truth, Kendrick's parents requested the teen's body be exhumed and autopsied for a second time. On the 8th of May 2013, the court approved the family's request. A private forensics pathologist completed KJ's second autopsy, which ended up contradicting that of the state's autopsy performed. The second autopsy revealed KJ had suffered hemorrhaging on the upper right side of his neck and right thorax. He was also missing every organ from his pelvis to his skull area, which had been replaced with newspaper. The report stated Kendrick suffered from unexplained, apparent non-accidental blunt force trauma. When the family questioned the funeral home over KJ's missing organs, they responded with an email stating the organs were destroyed through natural process due to Kendrick's body position, as well as the firm never actually receiving KJ's organs along with his body. At this point, the Johnsons had more questions than answers, and finally concluded their son's death was not being taken seriously. They didn't understand why the sheriff's department was too quick on ruling out foul play and calling it an accident. They wanted to know why certain items at the crime scene weren't taken in as evidence, such as the hooded sweatshirt near Kendrick's body with a stain on the cuff of a sleeve, or the orange and black shoes not belonging to Kendrick with what appeared to be a red pattern stain. Not only were these items not taken in as evidence, authorities never tried finding the owners of the items. There was also a wall where KJ's body was found, containing 6 blood splatter impacts with some elongations. Authorities stated the blood didn't belong to Kendrick and justified it by commenting, since it's gym class, some students might end up getting hurt and bleeding on the walls. KJ's family was also puzzled as to how the black and white gym shoe KJ was supposedly reaching for was lying on top of a pool of blood. However, the shoe itself had no blood on it whatsoever. Furthermore, they were baffled with their son's missing organs and the school surveillance footage provided as evidence being seemingly faulty, particularly the camera angles that would have captured exactly how Kendrick passed away. After some time had gone by, individuals finally came forth to make statements in the Kendrick Johnson's case. One individual was Ryan Anthony Dominic Hernandez, who was friends with Brian's older brother, Brandon Bell. he had testified Brandon admitted to him during a gathering that Brian Bell's girlfriend at the time, Tyler Eakin, was in fact having sexual intercourse with Kendrick. Brian got infuriated as soon as he heard the news and wanted to retaliate, threatening KJ. On the 11th of January, Brian and his best friend at the time, Ryan Hall, met Kendrick in the gym room. While having a heated argument over Taylor Eakin, Brian struck KJ on the neck with a 45-pound dumbbell during a road rage. Brian immediately intimidated Ryan by stating if he didn't keep quiet, his father Rick Bell, who is a retired FBI agent, would make sure he regretted it, and then proceeded to ask Ryan for help moving the body. The testimony continues stating Rick Bell then contacted former Lowndes County Sheriff Chris Prine, who then met up with County Coroner to help hide the time and cause of death by removing KJ's organs and replacing them with newspaper and falsifying the autopsy report. Afterwards, another FBI agent assisted by altering the Lowndes High School surveillance footage. After reading the testimony provided by Ryan, the Johnsons gained a sliver of hope in getting closer to finding justice, which was then ruined by the courts when they announced Ryan had no evidence to help support his testimony, as well as having school footage showing the Bell brothers nowhere near the crime scene. Brian Bell was across campus in class, while Brandon Bell was on a school bus on the way to a wrestling match. The Johnson family was sure this was a cover-up murder done with a great deal of help from former FBI agent Rick Bell. In 2015, the Johnsons filed civil and state lawsuits against Sheriff Prine, both Brian and Brandon Bell, their father Richard Bell, the school district and superintendent, the Lowndes County medical examiner, and the funeral home, amongst others. However, with no hard evidence to back up any of their claims, their lawsuits were dropped. In turn, a judge ordered the Johnson family to pay nearly $300,000 worth of lawyer fees to those accused. In June of 2016, the Department of Justice closed Kendrick's case, announcing it had not found sufficient evidence to support federal criminal charges. On the 21st of September 2018, on the hopes of reopening Kendrick's case, the Johnson family requested a third autopsy be performed. The results corresponded with those of the second autopsy report, stating Kendrick's death was non-accidental and caused by blunt force trauma to his right neck and thorax. The autopsy also revealed possible hemorrhaging on KJ's inner rib and jaw area. However, the autopsy was not enough to get the case reopened. KJ's father, Kenneth, commented, "No matter who you are, how much money your parents have, the color of your skin, everyone deserves justice. Everyone." If you just got scared, you must now subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Until next time.